following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
To see such heavy rain.
Of course! Of course!
Chat with Braun for a little bit and then return to my seat.
Okay, so as there's just mainly people snoozing from alcohol and food-induced comas, and things are settling down. There's there's more mixing between the areas as like friends and well-wishers of both can cross over and talk. Just before that exact has happened, the doors to your private area burst open and a bunch of witches come in, led by Gerald. And the marshal's like, "What's going on here?" And Gerald is like, points right at you and says, "That man has been escorting a witch. And he is arrested for the crimes against the state of Burmania and witch husbandry."
I will just, as calmly as possible, just put down my mug of ale and just get up from my chair
At this point, you have the option of have my friend intervene. Do you wish to use that option?
As in the friend who just gave us the gifts and everything?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, well, he will step... Before you get there, he will step in front and he will say to Gerald, he's like, "Unfortunately, you are under a misapprehension. This man is not guilty of any crimes that you have come here to arraign him for. It has all been sorted out to your convenience. He is not guilty. You are satisfied of that right now. It was a mistake to come here. You're going to leave and forget anything except that." Gerald will be like, No, he is a witch husbander, and he has been escorting them through the country, and he is going to prison. Your friend is like, "You have found him innocent of this charge. Whoever sent you here is wrong. You will leave immediately and adhere to what I have said. You will obey the master. You and all your friends will obey me." Well, shit, that was good timing. And he's like, "I will obey the master. Clearly there is a mistake. He is not guilty of witch husbandry." And the witches all just sort of turn around like golems. Unexpected chemical-induced willpower. Very easy to circumvent once you know it is alchemical. What do they do to these people these days? So much has changed. Who would do that to themselves? What kind of person becomes a mage to kill mages? Turns back around, the whole table's just like except for Seradov, who's just absorbed in his book and hasn't even touched his food since he got it. Nothing is wrong. Most of the table goes back to normal, but you are unaffected. I apologize. It seems so many uncouth people wish to interrupt celebrations when they shouldn't.
Indeed.
The mere idea that you could commit a foul crime. You are too good for that. That has always been your problem. You are troubled. But there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, you're right. There is nothing wrong.
Okay.
I just assume it just...
No.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'll let you know when that happens.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I will lean in close and then I will be like, perhaps their claims were not totally unfounded right now.
You mean your witch friend? The wizard? But that is such an unfair crime. Unjust crime. Not really a crime at all. Who can help what they are? None but few. He merely lives in accordance to his wishes. And could he do anything but accompany you here, a faithful servant to his glorious master? It is not his fault, and you will not be punished for such a thing.
It's my fault. I'm the one who brought him here.
It is an unjust law, and you know it. If you believed in that law, if you believed it was just and right, you would have adhered to it, of course. But you knew that he was not an evil man, only here to help. Such things you understand, have always understood. Together, perhaps one day, we might be able to shape the world and give them a unified set of just laws. Reasonable ones, not silly ones that just punish people for scapegoatism.
Yes, well, these witches are hypocrites. They use the very thing they decry.
You see? Of course it is that way. Such a thing is not a thing that should be punished, so it was only natural to send them away. What crime, after all, is merely passing through a place, just walking and breathing air? Helping the people along the way.
Yes,
You stopped Maldred from releasing his Balrog. Merlin, could you have done that without his power? Could you have? Perhaps you could have, but he nonetheless lent himself to that task, opening doors and such for you, for the people. Should he and you be punished for helping, for restoring peace, order, justice? It is only reasonable, after all.
Indeed, he has also been, how shall I put this, constrained since we entered the country.
So unfair. Ah, I know. Your servant must be properly equipped. You will give him this. Chew. He pulls out like an ornate scroll case. You will give him this. It will help him serve you on your glorious destiny. Perhaps one day you will realize that together we could bring true order to the world.
I shall do this.
He will
My
be
thanks.
most appreciative. Of course, you must not let anyone else know that you have that, except for him.
Have what?
You have always been the wit of the two of us. How much do you remember, I wonder? Do you remember standing on the fields of Pelennor? Do you remember when Arachton was new and the gods walked among us, briefly?
I remember touching the steps and seeing those fields.
And this double-moon sky, so unusual. 2 moons now, how much has changed. I have missed a lot, my old friend. But
Yes,
at least you are here again.
This is the third night of...
And there will be more.
Thank you, my friend.
It is always a pleasure to help you succeed. We will talk again. I have so many ideas for your great destiny. How it can be helped along. After all, what is the point of having these powers if I cannot put them to use? For the betterment of everyone.
Of course.
You'll excuse me. I have to put the Marshal's mind at ease. He is not used to seeing such things. You'll walk over and you just distinctly hear, you will listen to the Master and obey. You will forget all.
And all you have to do.
Just let him in.
I will sit back down in my place and try to act like nothing happens. Just
So your group of friends will arrive up there and going, well, so you have been awarded? I don't see any cup overflowing with riches or anything.
The reward is my some armor I have is going to be restored and refitted to me by one of the greatest smiths that ever existed.
Big gateways in town?
No,
That actually is the name of this big gateway.
Yeah, no.
More prestigious. Coming out of retirement, apparently.
Mm. Well, that certainly sounds appropriate. There was a disturbance. Are you okay?
I am fine. Everything is fine here. How are you?
Nothing is wrong.
I'm sending some men down. Whatever happened to those men, by the way?
What man?
The men I assigned to you. I don't see them here, and I haven't seen them or heard from them in some time.
You didn't... One went to seek medical aid?
There was an attack?
Yes. Do you not hear about
No.
what's been happening?
Nothing. They were two of my finest men.
One of them was injured in a fight with dark things. He went... I thought the other went
What
with
is
him.
going on in Romania lately?
Things that can look like other things.
Magic.
But they have not returned.
Well, you are fine. I must get some marshals in to find out what has happened to my men. Well, if nothing else has come out of this tournament, at least I got to fight Sir Adolf.
I'm sure that was glorious.
It was! I could feel my life draining away. To actually face someone better than you. You probably know what that's like.
Yes.
I haven't felt that feeling for years. It was refreshing. Perhaps one day again. I learned much. I will learn more.
I'm sure there's always next year.
And you have survived the night. Your friend has done nothing but talk about what a fool you are for dying here.
Yes, thank you, Salem. I mean, the night's not over yet, I'm sure.
I sort of just start looking up at the top of the arena. I would imagine there's still guards posted all around.
You're in an inside area, so
Ah,
obviously because it's raining.
I
yeah,
imagine
true.
only a fool would strike in the company of so many greats.
Any assassin would be an idiot to even approach you in the champions area, where every man here and some monsters are the greatest of the greatest.
Precisely. Oh, have you heard of anything of the whereabouts of Sir Reinhardt?
Troubling news. He has departed to the north. He has been tracking down bandits and raiders and destroying them and their camps.
Is there some common link between these?
Yeah, they
specific
were
raiders?
all bad.
Yes, but working for a particular faction, or
No.
I think he might be trying to cleanse his thoughts. If you had seen what he had seen with us, you would understand.
It is troubling. He came all the way here just for the tournament and then missed out. Must be very important, whatever he's doing.
I mean, I was particularly concerned when none of the other fellow champions knew anything. They were speculating themselves, so...
Well, he usually stays at a peasant inn, but... So, maybe I will stop by and ask him.
Oh, have you seen your favorite drinking hole recently? I'm sure Sulan has told you, right?
Has she?
That the inn got fucked.
No, because it's not proper conversation in this area, and he was busy. Remember, I did say I was being very silent and not saying much.
She has said very little. Very wise of her. Although, perhaps, in private company, she would say more. And not be so reserved, perhaps?
I just knew Sir Reinhardt also frequented that drinking establishment.
He always stays there. I'll go by afterwards and talk to him if he's there.
I would talk with Sulan first.
I don't think that inn's suitable at the moment. the things that happened to us and your men happened in that inn.
Ah.
I don't know how long it would be around for.
You were there for it burning down.
Well,
was like,
yeah, it's probably gone.
Again?
Yeah, we just managed to get our belongings out in time.
It was probably for the better, the things that went on in that inn.
Well, I must unfortunately depart early. Deeply sorry. But I must go to the Schlieffen house before the next day comes up and find out why there are 2 whole armies camped outside the city.
yes. On 2 different sides.
Be very careful over the next few days. The months have been full for too long. And it is wearing down the barriers between the real and the evil.
Well, yeah. Oh. If you could, you knew the owner of aforementioned establishment, correct?
Malcolm, yeah.
Would you be able to inform me as to his address? I feel some compensation is
He
a little
lived
bit.
on site. But I think he has a sister's not far down the road that he always retreats to before the pitchfork mobs show up.
Thank you. Yes, I feel we should compensate him for what happened. It seems we drew the trouble there.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you. You too.
Be safe on the roads.
Of course.
May you always find shade and water.
Not too hard when it's raining and cloudy.
It is the hardest time.
To find water? Perhaps you're right. He will leave. Meanwhile, during all of this time, you have been working on the code, I bet.
Yeah,
Correct.
I should read it.
I've done it. So, yeah.
No, I mean in character. You've cracked it then after
Yeah.
all this time. Yeah.
And then I would have started reading in the library.
Okay. Alright, cool. What are you guys doing?
Once everything is wound down.
Well, that is because we're all together at the moment. So.
Yeah. Then I suppose we will return to the carriage and head back.
Okay, cool. Don't mind if I do.
So, I'm guessing I didn't find anything really important while walking around. Everything was just sort of above board.
No, this was pretty much just a congratulatory thing where
Yeah.
it was safe and warm and you could have all gathered round and eaten with Eaton.
Some roller.
But then she got beaten up and thrown in a kennel and your wizard stayed back at the thing, so I mean nothing was really going to happen. I suppose he could have been arrested and thrown in a dungeon if he hadn't had his friend at the ring.
Oh, you see, I dropped my roll.
Hey, has anyone seen a Rolo? It's mine.
Oh no, but I.
So you guys arrived back at the manor.
Here we go, Sula. Made it back okay.
Just.
Explosions.
When you got out of the carriage, did you turn left or right to talk to her?
I'm just going to assume that because Stephen is to my left, I'm turning left to talk to her just like I am.
A crossbow bolt whistles through your ear and thuds into the side of the carriage.
Can I track it?
You don't have to. Several guards turn into bats and roar off into the night.
Can I track them?
Yes, if you roll a successful perception check.
I'm going to look at the crossbow bolt.
Yes! Perfect.
Yeah, they're flying up over there towards this guy who's trying to run away, and they're swarming around him, and the guy's staggering and falling over onto the roof. And then there's just a lump with a bunch of bats eating him.
They didn't try to get any information.
They're going to turn him,
Ah,
and then once he's a thrall, he'll tell their
Anything.
master everything he knows.
That's going to be unpleasant for him.
Yeah, checking the crossbow bolt.
This crossbow bolt is made of a light wood has a light double-edged arrow triangle fletching and a silver head,
I'm going to rub
which
the...
disintegrates immediately upon the possession of any character.
The arrow or the head?
The silver.
The silver.
You can't have it.
I'm just.
I've
gonna
already
rub
got
the,
enough silver. I'm
I'm
not
just
allowed
gonna rub
more.
the shaft. I knew you couldn't resist, you 12-year-olds. Just in case there's anything.
Mark the shaft.
Yeah. Just
Good
in case
job,
there's
Sophia.
anything like wrapped around the actual shaft, like a piece of paper or something. Just in case
If there was
it's
a-
actually okay.
What happened? Stick my head up the
Assassination attempt.
again. And by bolt.
Fucking idiot. So, mind you, I suppose whoever paid him off top didn't tell him the guards could turn into flying beasts at the drop of a hat.
He clearly doesn't know anything then. They must have known that.
They'll be able to get the face of the guy who
Alright.
gave them the information. They eventually, the guards come walking back in carrying a limp, very pale guy between them with some just blood draining down the neck. Don't worry, valued guests. He will tell us everything.
Thank you.
My thanks.
I say nothing.
Oh,
They
boo,
take
yes,
it. But I don't protest.
I don't know what would be worse than being undead or... if I had have got him.
But he'd already be dead.
He will suffer either way.
Omae wa mo shinde.
Remind me to not speak so flippantly about not getting assassinated before we go inside the place.
Don't look at me. Keep going.
I'll say, basically wander on.
Don't wince. So you all go inside. It's warm. It's cozy. Servants take your wet clothing, offer you towels, warm beverages,
Thank you.
sides of ham.
I'll take a towel and slowly dry myself off. What?
Is the count around
Where would you look for him?
in his
Study.
study or
Where is
room
that?
or whatever?
You would actually ask somebody.
The withdrawing room. Okay, you're taken there. The only occupant of the withdrawing room is this little skinny-wristed, white-haired kid.
Ah, Adron, how fair things.
He's wearing extremely nice high Romanian fashion. The fanciest of fancy. The most cutting edge of style.
So. Oh, well, you're alive. That's good. Good job, Solon.
Just.
Sorry.
Does that actually happen?
No. But it's like I'm thinking of making it a thing that every time someone mentions that he hasn't been assassinated, an assassination attempt happens.
So, I translated that note, and I think we've really fucked up.
In which way?
Scribbles is looking plumper and fatter after the feast.
So,
Oh, I was going to
Yeah.
sneak him stuff anyway.
Roman hasn't done anything since Maryland.
That's what I was saying to you.
Also, Percy is not associated with him in any way, and is a dark worshipper.
Then it's not a big issue that he's dead.
No, but that also means that all the notes that have been given to Percy along the way, everything Percy's directed from Lord Roman, that was all wrong as well.
And the people spying on...
That was Roman.
That's the one thing he's
That's the
done.
one thing Roman did.
Oh,
Which, to be fair, is a smart thing to do if a bunch of people who hate you just
Okay.
come into town.
So is Roman actually here or
No,
not?
you saw him
No,
leave.
he left. And that Roman that you killed in your room, Roman knew nothing about it.
What does the note actually say?
No,
just for the notes?
none of them were him.
So the
Just
one
that you want me to just read out the note.
No.
Yeah, just read it to
The
them.
one that appeared in my room and was taken out by my friend,
Yes.
well, our mutual friend as it turns out.
Yes. I don't know how much I can tell you because I don't know how much you've been told.
tell me what you can.
But I heard Roman talking to someone. And the someone was mentioning...
Eden, right? It says it in the note.
That's what she was referring to.
That was what she was meant to tell him.
It says in the note that she didn't listen to him and ignored him almost from the start.
Now would be a good time to just read them.
So it says, Saphira was fixated on me. I am innocent, faithful retainer. I must flee. Take the gold from my chest and make a life for yourself and men. I have vouchsafed your character to the Duke. Maybe he will retain you. Many of the stories you have heard are false. I have done naught but place spies in his inn. The things he says I did before I came here and met your people are true. I was a bad man once. Maybe I still am. I tried to coerce a werewolf to spy on him, but she saw the goodness in their hearts and would not act against them. My threats were empty. She is free to go. I thought just keeping my head down would ease Saphira's persecution and wrath, but she only grows more rabid. He claims I met him, sent creatures. I swear I did not. I do not know why I cannot escape my past. It is clear I have no future as a good man. Farewell. P.S. Beware Percy. He is a dark worshipper and betrayed me horribly. Roman House Reigns. This also brought up another thing I thought about while you were gone. So, Draconian men are in the city, right?
They're everywhere.
So, if Roman... And there are Ultron men outside the city.
Yes.
So if Roman knew they were attempting a coup, perhaps they weren't aligned as we thought they were. Roman could have brought men in to prevent it, and we've removed him from the city.
It's hard to know what to trust.
And
There's so many lies within lies within
and
lies.
his faithful friend, where I got this note from, is dead. Oof. Murdered by Roman Reigns' followers.
Have you seen any Draconian men with the two R's? But Ultron men. If Ultron knew Roman was planning to stop them...
That's... Yes.
That would be a perfect way to frame it to us. No one else in the city would know the significance of the double R's, right? But if we saw that, we would have it in our minds from the beginning.
Which is why, as I said to you, Saphira, they have been playing us right from the start.
Yes.
If only we could get Reigns back to... Roman back to lead again.
The thing is, we've destroyed his reputation too much with the play. Now he can't even come back to House Draconian. That would have been why he left.
Would it not be... But if he came back and led...
A coup?
No,
Resistance?
resistance,
Oh, much like we did with
he would be...
Blake and...
God, if only you could just get Roger Blake and his boys out here.
Oh, can we?
That's a possibility.
Yes!
I mean, it would take weeks, possibly months.
No, we'll hit up our old friend. You'll bring him. He'll bring him straight away. We just need Blake
We just
And
need to know
Bella
where he
and
is.
Gan.
Those are the only ones I think who are the traveling resistance force.
Yeah.
That's Blake there, by the way.
Which is why we're looking at his name.
Okay, so have we... So much of this is tangled up in knots. Do we know for sure who the one is who's been playing us?
It seems to be House Aldrin. And if you... But did anything happen at the tournament? Anything interesting?
Radomir, what house was the person who fought you from?
Mackinson. So Udalt Mackinson was the person who... He... Something broke in his
the
armor.
poison
so
in his
something
armor.
Somebody must have planted it in there. Or replaced one of his servants when they were armoring him up.
So he was of what house? House?
He was aligned with Draconian?
Was he? We couldn't see from the stance. Was he as surprised as you were when his armor burst and he died?
Oh, yeah.
I-
He did not know what was going on. And then he looked horrified, and then he died. Even the clerics couldn't bring him back.
It was not a pleasant thing to watch. At first I suspected my lance was provided by the Count, but it must have been within his armor.
But if he didn't know about it, then
What other strange events happened? People.
Well,
when we saw
God
Roman,
himself came down from the Distrasser and attacked us. The girls still don't believe that, by the way.
there was other than what happened
we
at
were
the arena.
tested by the gods.
That's not. Doesn't pertain to this problem.
When we saw Roman, he had short hair, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's Romanian chic is short hair.
But the Romans that attacked us had long hair.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. All the others were not Roman. They were creatures created by someone else.
What if it was a doppelganger?
They popped like.
No, but what if that was the effect of the ring?
And when you saw Ethan speaking with Roman, he had short hair, correct?
It was Roman.
Okay.
Was there
Radomir, don't lift that. They're all organised so I can cross-reference them.
was there any other deaths or fights or slights and
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?